So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. You know, we talk a lot about how modern women don't understand the value of a man and don't appreciate the value of a man. But I think a lot of times we base that solely on the experiences we've had with women that we should have never been with in the first place. Now, I tell you men all the time, my experiences with women are not terrible the way most men say their experiences are. I've had some wonderful experiences with some wonderful women. Have I had some bad experiences with women? Yes, but it was only because of my decision to be with that particular woman who didn't represent the quality and character of woman that I would prefer. Now, somebody sent me a video on IG of this Snow White, Snow Bunny, who is saying all of the things that would indicate that she understands the value of a man. Now, how that translates into her life, I don't know how it does. But before a woman can do something and embrace something, she has to at least know it. And she seems to know it. See, the value of a man is not based on his ability to get a woman. The value of a man is not based on his ability to please a woman. The value of a man happens way before he ever ends up in a relationship with a woman. The only thing a relationship does is prove that you are going to be a man even in the face of your intimate emotional interaction with a woman. So let's take a listen to this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
Needs strong masculine men. We have an epidemic of children being raised in fatherless homes, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Women are taught that they don't need men and that they're even disposable. We can't do it alone, and we shouldn't accept doing it alone. We really need to stop perpetuating this idea that we don't need men. Men provide us with their life force energy, which impregnates us, and they have a purpose in society, and they are at the foundation of everything that has been built. Men provide protection in a home. They provide stability in a home. They provide responsibility and structure in a home. Studies have shown that growing up without a father can permanently restructure and rewire the brain and can create more aggression and anger in children. Girls raised without fathers are more likely to be sexually promiscuous and also more likely to get divorced. 70% of teen births happen in homes of single mothers. 70% of dropouts, 70% of suicides, juvenile delinquents, and runaways are raised in single mother homes. Children from single family homes are 5 times more likely to commit suicide, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, 10 times more likely to suffer from substance abuse, 14 times more likely to commit rape, and 20% times more likely to end up in prison. The strongest predictor of if a person will end up in prison is if they're raised in a single mother home. 70% of inmates serving long-term prison sentences were raised in a single mother home. And you are 4 times more likely to end up in poverty being raised by a single mother. Burden of responsibilities ends up on the woman's shoulders and makes her vulnerable to predators and pedophiles who abuse her children. This creates a lot more family karma that you now have to work through, and the children also will have to work through. Men are starting to see that the odds are stacked against them with how many women initiate divorce and are not committing anymore. Because women aren't in the home full time, they have to work to take care of the family. The children are left to their own devices and are being indoctrinated by government schools, and they're being taught in kindergarten about sex and changing their genders. There has even been countless of times where people have discovered in school libraries pornography in books for children and teenagers. A more promiscuous society creates an over-sexualization of women. This creates a very promiscuous society and an extremely high abortion rate. Something has to change.
Now, as you can see, here's a woman who understands that she does need a man. For a woman to say it out loud means that whether she's living her life that way or not, deep down inside, she understands that she needs a man. And she's not the only woman who needs a man. All women need a man. Every single woman on the planet, no matter what her plight is, no matter how good she's doing right now, she needs a man. And truth be told, she has a man in her life who is functioning in some capacity that she couldn't do on her own. Whatever situation a woman is in life, she's in that situation because at some point a man made a move for her, a man taught her a lesson, a man spoke up for her, a man did something. And most times that man is still in their life right now, or he is a man who has just recently removed himself from her life. The bottom line is this: a man makes a difference in a household. We know the statistics, and not just the statistics, we see what happens in our everyday life when children are raised in a household without a father. There's a difference. We see what happens when children are created in an environment where there is no head of household. A woman is only head of household by tax declaration. There is no such thing as a woman being the head of a household. She cannot be the head of anything. She can be the adult in a household, but she cannot be the head of a household, because any situation you see without a man does not have a head in it. You find me a girl who is very promiscuous, then I'll find you a girl who has not been taught what love feels like, who has not been taught her value to a valuable alpha man because her father was not in her life. And if he was in her life, he was a beta male simp mangina. See, it matters how you are as a man and how you interact with other people. I had someone tell me, man, that they want a man who can turn it on and turn it off, and you can't turn manhood and masculinity on and off. Either you are or you aren't. It's not something, there's just no switch where you can suddenly not be masculine today and then turn it on and be masculine tomorrow. You're either a man or you're not. You're either an alpha king or you're a peasant. Those are the only two types of men in the world, the alpha king or the peasant. You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but the alpha king and the peasant are the only two men that truly exist. A man may exhibit some alpha traits. A man may exhibit some masculine traits. But when you put that man under the pressure to perform in the realm of masculinity, in the headspace of masculinity, in the spirit realm of masculinity, that is when you find out who a man truly is. See, we live in a society where most people simply don't understand that society is going the way it's going. All the negative imagery we see, all of the negative results we see from people's interaction, all of the ways that society is going in the direction that lends itself to the utter destruction of said society, is because men are being eradicated from the position of leadership by a society that is intent on being run by the powers that be. If you remove the men from the household, you get no pushback from the women. If you remove the men from the environment, you get no pushback from the women. If you remove the men from the community, you get no pushback from the women. It is a whole lot easier to dominate women and their children when there is no man there to protect, when there is no man there to stand up and fight for the family name, when there is no man there to stand up and defend the family, not because he loves them, but because as a man, it is your responsibility, and a real man embraces that responsibility of protecting and providing for his family. There are very few women who you will come across in your life who understand this, accept this, and embrace this. But any woman who does not deserve to be in your life. And you must excommunicate her immediately from being in your presence. Why? Because she doesn't deserve to be. You are a man. And instead of just having a female, instead of just having someone to keep the other side of the bed warm, you need a woman. A feminine woman is the only counterpart of a masculine man. Don't let anyone tell you anything different. So if a woman cannot appreciate your masculinity, if a woman cannot appreciate your dominance, if a woman cannot appreciate your leadership, if a woman cannot appreciate your provision and protection, don't give it to her. Let her find out when she's older and her beauty and youth betrays her that all this time she thought she didn't need a man. She really did. And now she don't even remember how to be the type of woman that a man would want. Cat lady, anyone? Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Dying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become most alpha version of you. Welcome to the alpha sphere. Get money division. The place where you transform into a man on a mission.